Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Krebs. I'm one of the travel trainers with Team Sunset and Team World Explorer. Today, you're going to be learning about Jotform, which is an automated tool that your clients can use for a couple of different things. They can put in travel requests for you and request quotes from you, or you can also do a credit card authorization form on Jotform that requires a physical signature from the client as well, which makes it a little bit easier. Today, we're going to focus on the travel quote request forms, and I'll be more than happy to answer questions about the other forms that can be created. So if you can see my screen here, I've got the jotform.com platform up. Again, it's just simply jotform.com. You can sign up with your Google account, with a Facebook account, or with your email address, which is the easiest way. Jotform has two different services. They have a basic paid service, which allow you up to 5 forms at a time, 5 active forms that you are using at a time, or you can upgrade to one of their other paid features and get more forms if you are wanting to specialize in and do things like separate cruise quote forms, all-inclusive quote forms. I mean, the possibilities are endless with Jotform. So, but for most agents, we found that the basic paid 5 forms is enough for them. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my site here. And I have 3 forms created. Now, all of these came off of a quote template, which I will show you here in just a minute. But I've got 3 different quote forms for my clients. One is just a general vacation quote form. One is for Disney because I am a Disney specialist. And the final form that I have is my credit card authorization form. I still send out a credit card authorization form in hard copy to my clients because Ron prefers us to have a physical signature on a hard copy as well. But this will do in a pinch. So, but we're going to go ahead and create a new form now. So all you have to do is click on Create Form. You can either start from scratch. You can use a template that Jotform provides to you. Or if you have a form that you're already using, you can convert an existing form into a Jotform. So what most people do is they start from scratch or they use a template. We're going to start from scratch and do a whole new form just from the very basics and the beginning from what you're going to want to use. So you have 2 options. You have the classic form where all your questions are going to be on one page, or you have a card form where your clients will click through and they will find the questions on different cards. So each can be used in a mobile setting or on a desktop or laptop computer as well. So they look really well, and I'll show you how they look here in just a little while. But we're going to go ahead and create a classic form. So over here on the left-hand side, you see where it says Jotform element. You want to click on the plus button, and it's going to give you a different group of elements that you can put into your form so that you can customize this to however you want to. So first, we're going to put a heading. And I just say something like, welcome to your dream vacation quote form. And then your subheader is just whatever else you want to say. I would say in this situation, please put down all information that you think would be helpful while creating your quote, including any special requests, anniversary celebrations, etc., that you are going to be enjoying on your trip. So now over here to the right, you do have a couple of different options. You can, on properties, you'll see on a question that you can make it a required question so that your client has to answer that question. Whether or not they want to, they will not be able to move forward in the form unless they answer it. Otherwise, you can change your heading size to a default text size, a large size. So this is the large here, or a small text size. I just leave everything on the default setting. It just seems to look better that way, at least in my eyes. So we'll go ahead and click out of that. So the next area that I put is going to be a full name. So it's going to have a place for your client's first and last name. Then you click on properties, and then you click on this little button here that says required, and it's going to turn it on. And you see a little red asterisk right there to the side of name. And that means that they're not going to be able to move forward without putting in their name or whatever other heading that you want them to. So all you have to do to create a new entry area is just click on the element. So we're going to click on email. We're going to click on phone number. And I like to have my clients' address too, so that I can send them anything by mail, whether it's a little thank you gift or a thank you note for booking with me. You can put in a date picker. You can put in a fill in the blank if you want. Or what we're going to do now is we are going to put in a multiple choice question. So this question gives you 4 options as a default, but you can add options. You can have up to 10 or 12 options on there, but you don't want to have that many to make it easier for your clients to see. So we would, in this question, we would put where would you like to go on your vacation, and then give them option A, B, C, and D. So I will pull up one of my forms and show you what it looks like on a filled out form. So here's the one that I've done for my Disney trip quote. I've yet to put a background or anything in there, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little while. But I've got my client's full name, their phone number, their email, their address. Then what you would do to put in like the date of check-in, date of checkout, is you would do a short text element. And that gives them a fresh box down below that allows them to type free-form text into there. So I have a lot of those free-form short texts. How many adults, how many children are going? What are the ages of the children? That is important with Disney because their children's pricing stops and an adult pricing begins at a certain age. And then how many days of park tickets would you like? I put in this question here. This is something that some agents use, some agents do not. Are you a veteran, firefighter, EMT, or a Florida resident? The reason why I asked that question is because of the fact that there are different discounts available for those 3 groups as well that Disney offers. And it's nice to be able to look for those groups and try to get them the best rates possible through Disney, whether it's 25% off a hotel or a package through Disney. Are you celebrating a special occasion? That's nice to know for your clients. The Disney location, Walt Disney World in Florida, Disneyland in California, Disney Cruise Lines, Aulani, a Disney resort in Hawaii, or an Adventures by Disney trip, or another or others such as Vero Beach, Disney, or one of their international locations like Shanghai, Paris, Hong Kong. That gives me an idea of where folks would like to go for their Disney trip. I ask, yes, do you know which Disney resort or hotel you would like to stay at? And give them the two options, yes or no. I gave a description of the 4 price levels for Disney: the value, moderate, deluxe, and deluxe villas. A drop-down menu here, which allows them to choose however many rooms they want, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus. And then we just asked them how their party would be split up if they selected more than one room, because somebody over the age of 18 has to be in each room. The budget. Then another long form text entry box for them to put any comments or notes, which will help me preparing and planning their Disney trip quote. And then I asked, how did you hear about us? Whether it's through the web, through a friend, through a business card, something like that. And then something I've put in at the bottom is a reCAPTCHA to make sure that I'm getting quotes from humans and not bots, because I've had that problem before where bots have put in vacation requests and the quotes don't go very far. So that's something that I require. It's not necessary if you don't want to put it in there. That's just something that I require on my personal side. Does anybody have any questions so far?
How do we add the CAPTCHA?
It is going to be right down here under basic elements.
Okay.
And you just click on it and it adds the CAPTCHA.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And yes, Tracy, this can be used for everything, not just Disney. I've got another form that is tailored to just Disney, and then one for all my other vacations. Once I specialize further into more cruises, I'm going to create a form that way as well. So any other questions before we go on? All right, and once your client hits that submit form button, that form is going to come to whatever email you use to sign up to the site. And you will get all that information in your email so that you can start building the perfect quote for your client. So let me show you my other form here, and then I'll show you how to customize. And this auto saves all the way, so you don't have to worry about it. So the one that I'm pulling up now is just my standard quote form. And I have a little video in the background that's just showing waves crashing on a beach. It's something that I'll show you how to put into here in a little while. But on this quote form, I ask if my client is prepared to make a deposit if the quote is acceptable, and give them 3 options. Yes, no, or unsure yet. That way I know if I'm going to be working with somebody for the long term, or if this is a short-term client that's ready to make their decisions, ready to get a booking ready to go. Then again, I ask, how did you hear about us? I have a drop down on this one. And then I ask the standard questions: name, email, phone number, address. And then I ask, what type of vacation are you thinking of? A cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, airfares needed, car rental needed, other. So if it's other, that way I'm going to qualify my client for what else they are looking for in a vacation. Again, the question's about how many travelers, how many adults, how many children, and what their ages are. The number of rooms or staterooms that are needed. The types of accommodations, a standard room, a suite, an ocean view, or a balcony, or an interior. I let the client type whatever they want in there for that. The reason for travel, if they're celebrating a special occasion like a bachelor, bachelorette trip, romantic getaway, a leisure trip, something like that. What their destination is, where they're departing from, the date and the return date. That is really important, especially when you're trying to figure out air, so that you're not guessing at where the client is returning from or departing from. I ask, are your dates flexible? Would you like a rental car again, or do you need transfers from the airport? I ask a budget. Then I ask if you would like to add trip insurance to this. Trip insurance is something that I add to all my quotes.
Broccoli salad. Because that mac and cheese, that's a lot. That'd be good for just a dinner.
So trip insurance is something that I add to all of my quotes just to give my clients peace of mind.
Yeah. No, it's up to you.
Why I always keep the big one.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Please mute your line.
I know.
All right, then I ask if there's anything extra or special that I need to know about this trip, including restrictions or desired resort choices or crew preferences. This is a non-inclusive list of like food allergies, restrictions. They want 4-day park hopper passes for Disney World or would like excursions for our cruise.
Huh?
Can you mute your line, please, for a minute?
Yeah. Steak.
Yeah.
Hey, Diane, can you put yourself on? Here we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I got it. So here I ask again, if you have any restrictions or need me to know anything special. And then down here, I have the question, are you interested in learning about becoming a travel agent? This is not a required question. This is just something that I've decided to ask because I'm also on the team building side of this. And then again, I have that recaptcha down at the bottom, verifying that you're a human. And then just a little thank you for choosing our services before they submit. Just stating that we value you and we understand that every vacation is an opportunity to make lasting, lifelong memories. So, any questions after going through that basic form? All right, so we're going to go back to the form that I started a little while ago, and I'm going to show you how to put a background in. All right, so the client.
I'm sorry, Mark. I did have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Tracy. I wrote it down in the chat, but it didn't.
Yep, I was just getting to it.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's okay. So how does the client get to this? Oh, okay.
Yep, you can make a Linktree account.
Okay.
Or you can put it onto your Facebook page. You can embed it into your website if you have your own website as well.
I do. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Linktree is easy. I've got both my forms on my Linktree account, and that's another training that I have out there. If you ask your mentor for the Linktree trainings, there are several of them out there. I just did a session on it last week, so. But we'll go back to the form that I was working on initially. And I'm going to just show you how to put a background in. This way it gives Gives your form a nice little pop to it. So you click on Form Designer. You can change your theme. We'll use the theme of sunset hair, and that's going to change the background and everything else. And then you can change your layout as well. Now, if you go up here to the settings tab and just click on that, you can enable and disable your form settings. You can add a thank you page to it. And you can get, there's an app for Jotform as well that you can see in there also. This is all under the free Jotform, Diane. Yeah, everything here is free that I'm showing you today. So like this clever, colorful theme here, you just have to click on use theme and you can make it as eye-popping as you want. You can add your logo to the top of that. And right at the top of your initial form is where it's going to say, show you that you can add your logo, and you can make it larger or smaller based on your preferences. I don't have it very large on mine. But I just made it a little bit larger, and all your forms are going to contain your logo no matter what, once you're building them from scratch or using a template. Does anyone have any questions?
I do. So you had a video in the background of your other one, so we want to do a custom background.
Yes, I am working on finding that right now. Give me a second here. It used to be under Form Designer. So let me go back into my other form here and see where it actually is. Okay, so under the Form Designer, once you publish your form, you can add a video. You can have any one of their themes, so like cloud surfing, or you can pull a video from YouTube as well and just go to youtube.com, save the link or copy the link, and then put it right here in the video URL. Right where it says there. And then you're just going to have you'll just have the background video. You won't have any of the sound with it. So it's under your Form Designer page. That answer your question? All right, any other questions, guys? All right, well, if there are no other questions, let me stop the recording here. Maybe. Okay, well, if there are no other questions, we're going to end this training for today. Thank you very much for